What is up, YouTube? It is Envy, and I hope all is well on your end. For the last few years now, Dead by Daylight has proven that any license can come into DBD and can either be a killer or a survivor or just simply skins. We have Dungeons and Dragons, we have Tokyo Ghoul, Five Nights at Freddy's. We have so many potential for licensed killers and survivors in Dead by Daylight. So for this video, I'm going to be sharing with you all my top 5 picks for licensed chapters I want in Dead by Daylight. And if you guys want more videos like this on Dead by Daylight, make sure you hit the like button and do not forget to subscribe. And with that being said, let's get to the countdown. Number 5, Terrifier. There's no beating around the bush on this one. Terrifier has definitely been the best version of a modern horror slasher in the film industry. From being a indie film to now a cult classic movie franchise with 3 movies now under its belt, Terrifier is definitely the best choice for a killer in Dead by Daylight. Now, I have not watched the Terrifier film myself. My taste in horror is I don't really like the gross goriness, but I definitely do want to see Terrifier in Dead by Daylight. So this could be a very great chapter if done right. There's definitely been a few creators that have made great Terrifier concepts, and I suggest watching those. I'm just nitpicking some ideas that I think would work with Dead by Daylight, and if you guys do want to see me make some concepts for the killers that I have placed onto this video, feel free to let me know. Number 4, Megan. Out of all the Blumhouse films, Megan has definitely been my favorite film from Blumhouse. And considering that Dead by Daylight has reached out to Blumhouse to write a script for a Dead by Daylight movie, there is a connection towards Blumhouse and behavior to make a Megan chapter. Now, for the sake of a Megan chapter, I would only suggest that Megan would be a killer-only chapter. No new map, no new survivor. They could bring in Gemma, but I think that Megan will work best for a solo killer. And she does have the potential of being a killer. She does have a dash ability. She has the ability to hack. So if there was a way that she could hack generators, I feel like that would be a interesting power concept for Dead by Daylight. Number 3, Star Wars. Star Wars and Dead by Daylight have been talked about the last few years. In an interview with Matthew Cote, he pointed out that Star Wars and Darth Vader could be a chapter concept for Dead by Daylight.
Mais j'ai eu une conversation avec notre contact chez Disney où on a mentionné Darth Vader. Ça s'est arrivé. C'est un fait.
Now, I'd be pretty sure that Matthew Cote talking about Darth Vader in Dead by Daylight means it's probably not going to be happening within the next few years. I just think it's a very interesting concept that Darth Vader could be ending up as a killer in Dead by Daylight. And as many of you would probably say that Darth Vader is way overpowered, keep in mind that we have Vecna from Dungeons and Dragons, and he has been nerfed very significantly. He has the Mark of Negation on his back. So the fact that the entity can nerf down Darth Vader into basically all of the killers in Dead by Daylight just proves that any killer can work in Dead by Daylight. So when Darth Vader uses his lightsaber to slash down survivors, it's just going to take a health state. It's not going to melt them down. And only when Darth Vader performs a Mori on the survivors is when Darth Vader is finally going to have the upper hand and quote-unquote destroy, because I'm pretty sure Darth Vader never says kill, but destroy the survivors in the trials. As for survivors, there's so many potential. They could bring in Luke Skywalker, they could bring in Princess Leia. The possibilities are endless. I'm pretty sure that a good map would probably be they could probably bring in a destroyed Death Star, Nostromo wreckage, but I would probably rather have seen like a actual planet rather than a destroyed Star Destroyer. Maybe go like on Tatooine or Endor. So there's so many possibilities of what a Star Wars map could be in Dead by Daylight. Number 2, Squid Game. I think that Squid Game and Dead by Daylight have a lot in common. It's basically a bunch of innocent people playing a game of life and death. And if you lose, you die. You win, you survive. So it just makes perfect sense that Squid Game and Dead by Daylight would make a perfect chapter. For the killer, they could go for the front man, and for the survivor, they can go with Sung Gi-young. I don't know if I said that correctly. It's been a while since I've watched Squid Game. But if you guys want like a really good idea of what a Squid Game chapter would look like, I would recommend a video I saw from Stock. He made, I think, the best version of a Squid Game chapter. I will link it down in the description down below, as well as leave it a video on the right hand corner. Is it the right? I don't even remember. I think with Netflix and Dead by Daylight strengthening their bond with bringing in Stranger Things Chapter 2, Dead by Daylight can reach out to Netflix and make another chapter based on one of their IPs, and I think Squid Game would fit the best. I know that Squid Game isn't necessarily a horror genre, but it's more of like a chiller, like it kind of messes with your head a little bit, and as well as there is the horror element of survivors and contestants being killed for not doing their tasks. So it can make a very interesting chapter. Now, if you thought having Squid Game or any of the other chapters were a not good excuse enough for killers for Dead by Daylight, this number 1 definitely will. And it's a chapter that has not necessarily been talked about, a killer that hasn't been really talked about, but maybe if I bring it in, maybe it can have a chance in the fog. Number 1, Beetlejuice.
It's showtime.
Beetlejuice is a concept that has never been like approached by anyone, whether it be by Dead by Daylight or the community that plays Dead by Daylight. But hear me out. I feel like for a non-horror, like a non-major horror concept, Beetlejuice and Dead by Daylight could possibly work. Beetlejuice has a lot of potential powers in him, whether it be to scare people or to do any sort of task. He is kind of like a hitman for hire in the first Beetlejuice, where he's trying to do anything possible to get out of the land of the dead and get back into the land of the living. Now, for the record, the Beetlejuice chapter should be a killer and survivor chapter, with survivor being Lydia Dietz. I think that would be the best case scenario for a Beetlejuice chapter. But that's pretty much what I have in mind when it comes to licensed chapters in Dead by Daylight. If you guys like the suggestions that I have, feel free to hit the like button and let's have a conversation down in the comments down below. Do not forget that I am also streaming Dead by Daylight live on Twitch. Check out the link in the description if you want to come and join the live streams. Thanks again for watching, and until then, I am out of here.